The problem of evil in the world. The problem of absolute virtue.
I'll take you in without breaking you, which is more than you deserve.
The problem of you on top of everything else. You above all. Because that's what God is. Horus, Apollo, Jehovah, Kal-El, Clark, Joseph, Kent. See, what we call God depends upon our tribe, Clark Joe. Because God is tribal. God takes sides. No man in the sky intervened when I was a boy to deliver me from Daddy's fist and abominations. I figured out way back. If God is all-powerful, he cannot be all good. And if he is all good, then he cannot be all-powerful. And neither can you be.
Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawam coming back with another sit-down, Lord willing, it's edifying. All right? And want to start off and give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the other apostles of Great Millstone, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord pushing his truth. All right. And I don't have a title yet, you know, but as you've seen in the movie, a clip from that movie, all right. And this is something, you know, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, don't understand, all right. You know, and these other nations don't understand that neither, that, you know, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, you know, controls good and evil, all right. And you know, just pretty much showing you how, because Christians say that you know, Christians, they paint the picture, you know, that the Heavenly Father is fighting against Satan, and, you know, anything bad that happens or whatever, any evil is of Satan, you know, and anything that's you know, soft and cuddly or light, you know, they perceive it as coming from the Lord. Okay? But they don't understand the Lord controls both good and evil. All right? And that's probably going to be the title. All right? The Lord is all powerful. Okay? That's why you should fear, you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right? Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, the Most High, and Yahweh Shah being the name of the Messiah, you know, his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? That's not his name. All right? The Lord's true name is Yahweh Shah. Okay? All right? So let me get this precept before I continue speaking. All right? You know, so this one of them quick lessons, all right, you know, just to show that you know, the Heavenly Father, you know, Yahweh is all powerful. Okay? So Isaiah 45, and I'm gonna get straight to it. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Okay? So Yahweh will do all these things. You know, nothing happens without the Lord giving the okay. Okay? Nothing happens without the Lord giving the okay for it to happen. Okay? So let's get another precept. Now I'm gonna try to keep this short as possible. So let me see. There's Psalm 78 and 49, but I might need to start up. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna just start from 41. All right. So you can get the full context. So there's Psalm 78 and 41. Bear with me. Let me turn this AC down. All right, this Psalms chapter 78 and 41. Yea, ye that turned back and tempted the Most High and limited the Holy One of Israel. They remember not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy, how he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and had turned their rivers into blood and their floods that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamores trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Okay? So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, controls what? Good and evil. All right? You got the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, controls the left hand and the right handed, both sides. Okay? You know, the evil angels and the good angels to, you know, put it in that way. You know, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah control both sides. Okay? Yahweh Shah too. You know, because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, has put all authority under his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. So all the angels in heaven got to bow down to Yahweh Shah and worship Yahweh Shah too. Okay? And let me get that precept. Bear with me. So this Hebrews 1 and 6. All right. This Hebrews 1 and 5. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee, and again I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, and let all the angels of Yahweh worship him. Right. Because the Heavenly Father, the Most High Yahweh, created Yahweh Shah, who the world falsely called Jesus Christ. Okay? That's not his name. His true name is Yahweh Shah. All right? You know, and taught Yahweh Shah how to create the other angels. Okay? All right? And Yahweh Shah and the angels got the blueprint from the Heavenly Father on creating the, you know, the heavens and the earth and the different planets and all that. All right? You know, so all it, you know, all of that goes into Genesis and, you know, first couple of chapters. All right? So it says, let me read that again because it's another point I want to make. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, and let all the angels of Yahweh worship him. Okay? So all the angels, including the archangels, you know, they bow down to Yahweh Shah and they worship Yahweh Shah. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? All right? So I just had to make that point. And I'm trying to work on not talking so much because I know I'll be talking more than I'll be reading the scripture. So Salakia. All right? So let me get this. So once again, you know, that'll be the title. The Lord is all powerful. Okay? The Lord controls good and evil. All right? You know, like to give example, you know, like a mob boss. All right? You know, who gives good commands or, you know, blessings, blessings to the community. You know, and his minions carry the blessings out, give out turkeys, give out turkeys and stuff in the ghetto. All right. And also when that mob boss get mad, he got goons that'll go handle his enemies. So whenever the Lord get mad, he send those evil angels, those demons. All right. And in these last days, the Lord is pouring demons on this earth to cause, Jacob's trouble, to cause, what the world knows as an apocalypse. All right. And they're working on the minds. Let me get another precept to show you. But that's Ecclesiasticus. All right. And it's working on the minds of these. Matter of fact, what that is, Revelation. Excuse me. That's not my dad. That's my my old lady dad. All right, because I don't never put, daddy as a phone, saving the phone number. My dad number is Pops. Well, his name is Pops on mine. All right. What's that precept I need? Euphrates. Should pop up. Euphrates. I think that's how bear with me. I'm trying to. Euphrates. Pretty sure that's how you spell it. Yep, that's how you spell it. So it's in the Apocrypha. All right. Here you go. That's what I want. It's just to show you how the angels they do the works of the Lord. Okay, because the angels have their ministering spirits. They serve Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. So they have jobs, okay? And one of those jobs for the angels, when you read in the scriptures, these angels have to make sure prophecy go according to plan. So all the prophecies in the Bible is being watched closely by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and the Lord got his angels making sure all these prophecies come to pass exactly how it's supposed to. All right. in the order that it's supposed to happen. Okay. So this Revelation 9:14, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for the slay the third part of men. All right. So when the time comes, the Lord has his angels, all right, that got different jobs and positions, all right, and they're going to make sure these prophecies come to pass. They're going to make sure World War III happen how it's supposed to, okay? All right, so that shows you that everything is already predestined and calculated by the Lord for it to happen how it's written. Okay. The Lord is going to stand on his word. All right. Make sure I got everything I wanted. Let me see. No, I ain't get this one, I don't think. All right. So this song, this Proverbs 20:23, diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. Okay? Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? All right. So I brought this precept to show you that, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, in the name of Yahweh Shah, they're balanced. Okay? the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, they're balanced. All right, and they're not the same person. All right, you got to say that because you got niggas of the world, and you got Christians. They think that the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son is the same person. No, two separate individuals. Okay, the Heavenly Father created Yahweh Shah, created His only begotten Son. All right, all right. So let me get another precept. You know, so the Heavenly Father Yahweh is all powerful. All right, the supreme being. All right, and the Lord is balanced. Okay, so let me make sure I'm getting all these precepts. I'm gonna get straight to it because I wanted to read all this, but you know I'm trying to keep it at 20 minutes. All right. So this Psalms 103. The point is bear with me. It's 17. All right. But I'm gonna let me see. All right, because this to show you a point, because this Psalms 103, and I'm gonna be jumping around. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Psalms 103 and 6. The Lord executeth righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed. Verse 8. The Lord Yahweh is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and plenteous in mercy. All right, verse 11. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is His mercy toward them that fear Him. As far as the east is from the west, so far hath He removed our transgressions from us. All right. You know, so don't get it twisted. Don't, because I know you got scoffers and mockers. All right, and people that don't understand the Bible, they getting offended right now, and they like, you know, they think I'm trying to paint the Lord, the Heavenly Father, in the bad light. No, you know, we bringing out the truth according to the scriptures. All right. You know, and we proven, you know, that the Heavenly Father Yahweh controls good and evil. You can't deny the Bible. All right. Can't deny the Bible. All right. So that's why I brought these scriptures out as well, to show you, you know, that the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, you know, they do show love and mercy and pity and forgiveness and all those things. But the Lord does hate. The Lord does hate. Okay? Because Christianity has painted that narrative like, you know, that God doesn't hate nobody, and, you know, God is all love, and, you know, they don't you know, they don't tell you the full picture, the full scope. All right. You know, and they say all that so it can fit their narrative of a made up place called hell. Okay. And they lying and saying that, you know, there's a red man under the ground named Satan. You know, and you know, and that's where you go when you die. No, there's no such place as hell. Hell doesn't exist according to the Bible. All right. And Satan works for the Lord. All right. Satan is a minister of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. So whatever the Lord tells Satan to do, he's going to do it. You know. And that's it. I'm not going to pull it, but when you go into Job, the 2nd chapter, it goes into it. All right. So I think I had bear with me. So I got that one. And then I'm gonna end it on this one. All right, this Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lifted up my hand to heaven and said, I live forever. Yep, all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? Alright? You know, so that's plain, you know. If you can't receive these scriptures, you know, it's not meant for you. You know, because I already know you're still gonna have unbelievers. They're gonna be like, no, that ain't right. You you misinterpreting. No, I'm not misinterpreting. You just you know, you just want to continue to believe the lies that you was taught, you know, from Esau, the so-called white man, in these different religions. Okay? So Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, B'Hashem HaKakbadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well. And honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same.